Hello, everybody. This is Kirk Winters. I'm one of the pastors here at the Rock Church. And I am so excited to kick off this week-long study about the most significant week in the entire New Testament. It's Holy Week. Did you realize that about 40% of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John deals with one week in Jesus' life and ministry? And that is Holy Week, which began yesterday on Palm Sunday and ends Easter Sunday morning with the resurrection. So what we're going to do, we're going to have our pastors take a day a week through this Holy Week and explain kind of what went on that particular day. So yesterday, as I said, was Palm Sunday, signifying Jesus coming into Jerusalem down the Mount of Olives on that colt. The people waving their palm branches saying, Hosanna, Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna, save us now. The people in Jerusalem were expecting that Jesus, the Messiah, was coming to deliver them from the hand of the Romans. They didn't understand that his mission this first time was to become king of their hearts. And then one day he will physically come back to earth and establish his kingdom. That was yesterday. He goes to Jerusalem, he looks at the temple, then he goes to Bethany. And I want to pick up the story from Mark's account in Mark chapter 11. I'm going to pick up with verse 11. It says, Jesus entered Jerusalem and he went into the temple, and when he had looked around at everything, as it was already late, he went out to Bethany with the 12. Bethany means the house of sadness. And so Jesus, knowing what was going to happen this week, goes to Bethany with his disciples. And then the next day, on Monday morning, and that's today, here's what happens. Two things. He curses the fig tree, and then he cleanses the temple. Verse 12 in Mark chapter 11. And on the following day, when they came from Bethany, Jesus was hungry. And seeing in the distance a fig tree in leaf, he went to see if he could find anything on it. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. That's kind of strange. He's hungry. It's not fig season. It's not apple picking time, right? There's no apples. There's no figs. But nonetheless, he uses this tree as an object lesson. He finds nothing but leaves. It's not the season for figs. In verse 14, he said to it, may no one ever eat fruit from you again. And his disciples heard it. And they came into Jerusalem, and he entered the temple and began to drive out those who sold and those who bought in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold pigeons. And he would not allow anyone to carry anything through the temple. And he was teaching them and saying to them, is it not written, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations? But you have made it a den of robbers. And the chief priests and the scribes heard it and were seeking a way to destroy him, for they feared him because all the crowd was astonished at his teaching. And when evening came, they went out of the city. Tomorrow we're going to pick up the lesson from this fig tree and see Jesus' authority being challenged. But that's what happened on Monday. Palm Sunday, he rides into Jerusalem, goes to the temple. That night, he goes to Bethany with his disciples. On Monday, he comes back. He curses the fig tree. He goes into the temple. He sees the money changers. He is angry. Meek and mild Jesus takes a whip of cords and just turns over the tables and tells them that God's house is to be a house of prayer and not a place to make money, not robbing God's people. And so that's what happened on Monday. Again, we'll pick up Tuesday. Tomorrow, God bless you. Thanks for tuning in all this week. And I want to remind you that this Friday night at 6:30, we have a Good Friday service right at our Bangor campus. All of our campuses are coming together. We'd love to have you a part of that. And then Sunday, Easter Sunday, we have an 8, 9:30, 11 o'clock service in all three of our campuses. Can't wait to see you in person soon. May God bless you.